Underhand cast, I'm going to start with the rod butt on my hip. I'm going to lift, rotate my body, half circle with my bottom hand, and then pull down for the forward cast. Underhand cast, I'm using a Rio Scandi short versitip with a 10-foot straight mono leader. I'm going to start with the rod butt on my hip. I'm going to lift the rod, rotate my body, stir the pot with my bottom hand, and then pull down for the forward cast. Okay, Rio Scandi short versitip. Going to do an underhand cast. So I'm going to start with the butt of the rod on my hip, lift the rod, rotate my body, half circle with my bottom hand, and then pull back to the hip for the forward cast. The underhand cast is perfect for keeping that rod right in front of you. If you have limited back cast room, if you're casting short shooting heads, I love it with the Rio Scandi short versitip floating tip. It's basically a 31 2-foot shooting head. I just use a 8, 10, 12-foot leader, whatever. If you're backed up to the brush, which I usually am where I summer steelhead fish, I don't have tons of back casting room by any means, and I'm covering water. It's really a handy cast for getting your line back in the water, covering the water. You don't need a super long leader. You can use it with any Scandi head. Works just great. It's a very short abbreviated casting stroke. Get your line back into the water pronto. You can swap over to a sink tip when the sun does hit the water. Get down a little bit if that's what you like to do, and you can still do the touch and go cast, or you can do the waterborne cast. The other beauty of the underhand cast is you can create tremendous line speed with a Scandi short versitip and a floating tip, or a sink tip. And if I'm gonna cast underhand style, I'm going to use a little bit stiffer rod. I don't want anything too slow. I want a fairly fast action rod with a pretty strong tip. That's what I like. When I got better at Scandi casting, I could do it with a softer rod. That's no problem. So don't worry if you don't have a fast rod. I like Maxima Ultra Green, 12-pound test, straight mono leader. Anywhere from 7 feet to 10 feet to 12 feet, or if you want, you could do 15 feet. I just prefer a shorter one. If you're casting short shooting heads, I prefer smaller flies for floating lines. My favorite color fly, black, as long as it's purple. Wait. The most practical tip I can give you is to stir the pot slowly and watch all of Klaus Freemore's videos on YouTube, as well as my Scandi casting playlist on my YouTube channel.